Winter-PRT. This is what's going to make this painting worth money. This is what's going to be the reason why you bought this painting in the first place. Will be because of these. The detail on this stuff. Now, I mean, obviously I could spend more time trying to make these dots exactly perfect, use the exact perfect brush, use the exact perfect whatever. But the reality is, I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to be. There's other artists out there who could recreate this and who have. They have done this different ways. I'm doing it more, I guess, abstract style. I do a realistic scene. Unrealistically, basically, is what my gig is. So you're still getting everything you want. You're still getting the proper art. You're still getting the effect. The difference is that I was able to deliver it using abstract methods rather than precise methods, which is kind of cool. I like that about me. I like the fact that I can do that. That's one of the things I have as a gift when it comes to art, and that's what I'm proud of. If you're a person that does like illustration work or knows people who need illustration work, I am available. I would do this for illustration if I was paid, as or if it was going to help benefit my career. We all have to help each other out, scratch each other's backs. So basically, once I'm done with this hue of gray, because I noticed that it was lighter than the color I wanted, we'll take another small break, and then what I might do is actually add more black and use the leftovers of this paint to do the darker hue, because I noticed that this was a lighter hue. Now already, that's already looking better. It's already looking more filled in and packed in. Already. And that's just from the little work I've done already, which really isn't that much, right? So if you look, you can see how packed it is in comparison to this one over here. This one was one I just freshly did versus this one, which isn't done. And that's just from doing 2 rows of dots sporadically with different hues. So we do it again. We just go over top, over top, over top, over top. Most people use gray as a way to build snow, because they think that snow is a form of white and black, or mainly white. But if you add hues to it like blues, you actually get the true meaning of snow, which is a cold air made substance that's made from cold. In order to show off the fact that it's cold, it might be wise to try blue instead of gray all the time. Gray is nice for some things, but as the end-all be-all, no. I would never have picked gray as the main color to start the hues, to start the snow. The reason why is because I like the effect. Also, blue and white give a brightening effect, whereas gray tends to give a dulling effect. So you can either have a dull, depending on what you're going for, but if it was me and you asked what I would choose, I'd say blue first as your hue, as your mixing color, because that will help to give you a brightened picture. It just sort of acts like a brightening effect, which is what you want. Well, it's what I want anyway. But it does help to make it kind of gives it almost a glowing effect. Now the one thing that's nice about adding mixing the hues of the blues dots and the gray dots is that eventually, once these trees are completely finished and packed with snow, or my idea of snow, it'll actually look like a shimmering effect. And the reason why is because there's so many different hues for the iris to pick up that it'll look like it's twinkling, even though it really isn't. Which I think is kind of cool. Now I could put sparkles or something like that on if you really wanted to make it look like it really was shimmering. But this will give the effect that your brain will create on its own without me having to do any work whatsoever. That's what it will do. It will give you that shimmering effect. So that's how we do it. Now, take a look at that, even from a distance from the last time. If you look at the last view,